Well, hello. Welcome to the Abundantly More podcast. I am your host, Hannah Lynn Miller, and I'm jumping on here to say, hey, what's up? I had a little less therapy clients today, so I felt like jumping on and having the opportunity to chat with you. This topic is super light and really easy to talk about. It's something that a friend of mine mentioned to me. Like, we were just talking about marriage and like having kids and the whole thing and how it can be difficult. And I know so many people deal with this. And that's why I decided to just put together some fun ideas to hang out as a couple in like make it low key and make it on a budget because I think those are things that can deter couples from actually hanging out and doing things together. Wanted to list off some of my ideas, and when I was talking to my friend, we were just talking about how before kids, John and I like we're super good at it. Like loved hanging out and going to a good restaurant or like there's so many places. We lived in Chicago, so there were so many good ramen places, or like I loved going to a good pho place. That was more of my date. His date was like definitely spicy ramen. And so that is what we did, before kids. And now I am 23 weeks pregnant. We have a toddler. It's just like so hard. And sorry, my cat is definitely in this room. And so I'm like, if it's not the toddler, it's the cat, right? Like making noise for this. Okay, Karen. So we were chatting about that and how we still need to make that time and that effort. And she was suggesting having more just like intentional time at home, doing things that you guys can connect on. And it's way easier said than done because I feel like when you're at home, the tempting thing is just to be like movie night, every night. And that gets old, I feel like after a while. You're not having conversations, you're not connecting, you're not like out in a space. And so here's just some fun ideas for connecting with your partner on a budget. I always tell clients to like making sure that your date night is separate from your like admin date night. If you know what I mean? Like don't bring up serious topics like money, children, like I don't know, when you're a ministry family, like don't bring up ministry on a date night. Like those are some rules that just kind of help facilitate things. And when you're in a really good season, the best seasons we've had is when we had time for like 2 check-ins a night or a week, where like one is a check-in, like we're talking about finances, we're talking about plans, we're planning vacations on that night, more like serious topics where there could be the potential for like um arguments. uh we're having that discussion on a separate night, and then another night on the same week we're doing like a date night or something fun together. That is like ideal. And I got to tell you, it is not going to happen all the time. And this season, I feel like I'm lucky if I have a conversation with him at all, like during the week. And that's just where we're at, right? And so having really good ways to connect just in your back pocket is a great place to start. So I'm here to tell you, maintaining a strong connection with your partner doesn't have to break the bank. It also doesn't have to be something crazy, right? So here's some creative and meaningful ways to spend quality time together without spending much money. And being intentional in a relationship is key to growing together and connecting on a deeper level. It may seem really cheesy, but planning out activities is way more creative than sitting on a couch and watching TV. I know maybe like planning out a little activity or something feels childish, but really it's going to be a good way for you guys to spend time together. And hey, I'm right there with you. Super guilty of not making the effort. I think the reason to keep dating when you're married, I think, is to just keep being friends. Like it's so easy to like not like your partner during like young kid time, when we when you're both, like, sleep deprived and life is just rough. So I think that's a big reason to keep these things going. I have a list and you can see it in the show notes right here. And so some indoor activities is cooking together. Oh, thank you. You got me popcorn and ice cream? Mm. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. So cooking together. So nice. Like I said, I'm pregnant. Actually, he would do this for me even if I wasn't pregnant. Mm, that was so good. Wow. Mm. Okay. So cooking together, turn your kitchen into like a date night spot where you guys both are preparing like parts of the meal together. Or, think about like a restaurant recipe that you like. I feel like John and I, because we have separate, like different schedules, like I feel like we're not really cooking together. Either that's my job and he does the dishes or vice versa. But it would be good for us to like work on cooking together. I think that'd be a fun challenge. Um, challenge, I don't know. But I think that would be fun. I think John and I really like more Asian food. So like learning how to cook that way together might be a really fun idea. And if that's something that you guys are already like really enjoying, like that could be an easy thing to step into. For us, it might be a little like, why are you in my space? Actually having a game night, I think that's really fun. I know John and I used to play a lot of just cards or we'd do puzzles. That can be really nice. Unfortunately, I just want to lay in bed right now. Having like a living room picnic. I always feel like this would be so fun to do. I definitely have the like thought of doing this at some point, but you can definitely create like an ambiance and put a blow up mattress or something in your living room, make it really fun and have an indoor picnic. Or I used to on Sunday nights because it would be like a stressful day. We would have like crackers and cheese and we'd make like this really nice charcuterie board. And that was like a little rhythm or thing that I would do once a week on Sundays and kind of did that. And it was like halfway there, right? You could do a movie marathon. I think that that's really fun. John and I love going through different types of movies. I really enjoy Harry Potter. Like I really do. He is more of a Lord of the Rings fan. Outdoor adventures when it gets nice out. I have this goal of like stargazing someday in the back of a pickup truck, and I think that'd be so fun. And you could like bring blankets or hot drinks if it's like cold. You could have a challenge of like doing a photography walk. I think I've heard of that being really fun. So you can make a challenge for who has the best picture. That goes along with like nature walks where we're at. There's not too many like places to go for hiking, but I'm sure there's like places that we could walk. And in Chicago, there was definitely a few places that made that really fun and a fun activity and it's free. So having that kind of pattern or like rhythm in your week would be nice. You could also think of some ways to do crafts together, projects together. Can be really bonding. You could try and learn like a language together or learn a new skill. Taking a class together, I think, is really good. I always admire couples who are able to do that. And I think maybe that might be more of a 40s thing for us. But I could totally see John and I taking more like art classes. I've always talked about that with him, and he's like always wanted to be involved with that, which is super fun. You could start a book club for two. That's a thing. So you could have like be reading the same book and discussing it over coffee and choosing like book genres that you both enjoy. Wellness activities, I think that that's a great thing for couples to do. Going to the gym. John and I have tried couples yoga before, and it was actually really nice. Like I feel like we both came away being like, that is so nice. We've never done it again. But having those things that you both like to do, like run, I know couples love to run together. I think that having like a physical activity that you enjoy, like we played tennis together too, can be so good for you. So finding that one thing that is like a physical activity that you both are good at, that you enjoy, that's not painful for one person. It's hard to find it, when you're a short female and your husband's tall and athletic. It's hard to find that, but when you do, it's a lot of fun. Tips for success, like always block out specific times a week for these activities so that they happen. Putting away the phones, I think this is a huge one. We just really like to be distracted by our phones, so putting that away is key so that you have that connection. Like, come on, you're spending the time, you might have to get in a car, like there's this all these planning, you might have to get a sitter. So like take advantage of that time and don't waste it by being on your phone. And be open and flexible to new experiences. So try things that are outside of your comfort zone. You might actually discover that you enjoy something that you might not have been or you might have been resistant to. Like, I think flexibility in relationships can be really huge and inflexibility can get in the way of relationships. And creating traditions, I think that this is really, really nice. And like what I said with Sundays for us, we were doing like charcuterie and we were like having cheese and like lunch meat on crackers and like making it cute and fancy, and playing. I think we were playing like a board game, like puzzles and stuff. But maybe every Sunday morning, that's your time for like coffee and crosswords, or the first Friday every month is designed for trying a new recipe together. Like creating those rhythms could be really beneficial. And if you don't have children right now, that could also be something that you could try and implement with your relationship with your kids too. Like I think it's just a good thing for relationships in general to be intentional, to plan out things that you both enjoy and connecting. I think I like saying this a lot, but Dr. Amen always talks about how having 20 minutes a week, it's either a week or a day, and I really should figure that out because that's a big difference. But anyways, having these set apart times with your children to connect on things that they enjoy is really, really huge for growing their relationship with them. And it's the same thing with your partner. Like having those times that are set aside and that you're actually connecting over something that they enjoy as well is really, really important. And listen, I am the first to say that is going by the wayside right now. And I truly loved that my friend was like, well, have you guys planned any date nights lately? And I'm like, not since Rayma was born. And I was thinking, that is horrible. And I mean, we have, but nothing super intentional. And like, we just need to do it. Like, it's just literally planning it out, getting on the calendar, and having it more of maybe a structure in our day. Unfortunately, like, I am not a very big structured person. And so I'm naturally way more like flying by the seat of my pants. And my husband, I think, thrives off of more scheduled things, although he's not the one to do that. He needs someone to do that for him sometimes. Quality time doesn't require like expensive outings or like elaborate plans or like a huge vacation. Most meaningful connections come from like a simple shared experience. So focus on being present, put the phone down, show genuine interest in each other, and create moments that allow for real conversation and connection. And remember that investing time in your relationship is more valuable than any monetary investment. And these budget-friendly activities can really help you build a stronger, more connected partnership while keeping finances intact, and you don't have an excuse anymore. And listen, I am right there with you. So let's try these things out. And again, the list will be on the show notes on Substack, and you should have access to it as long as you're a subscriber, even if you're not a paid subscriber. But I would love it if you do hop on Substack. I have theology content along with my mental health and like therapy content there. So we're going to keep doing that. And I'm excited about this platform. If you want more mental health tools and access to courses, I would suggest you get a paid membership. And I'm excited about what that will all entail. But you'll have full access to weekly devotions that I'm writing. So if you want something that's positive that you can meditate on throughout the week, you can get that. It is super easy to grab exciting things that are happening on the Substack. It's Abundantly More by Hannah Miller if you ever want to search it. So if you join the collective, you'll get all access to the archives. You'll get personal updates, scripture-founded meditations, in-depth Bible studies. I'm going to post twice a week, but I'm saying weekly. And then all my mental health tools and courses will be posted there as well. The monthly plan price is $5.99, okay? $5.99. Oh, and then the annual plan price is $50.99. And that is a one-time annual paid subscriber. And you'll get all access to the meditations, again, Bible study. Also, like access to a community that I am going to keep growing and I'm so excited about. And if you want to be a Founding Plan member, all you have to do is pay $210 one time, and then you'll be a founding member. So you won't have to like keep paying that amount and you'll be set. It's like a lifetime subscription, which is really exciting that Substack offers that, because there are going to be some podcasts that I'm going to put a paywall on as well. So haven't figured that out completely, but those are the options. And I'm so excited to see you over there. So excited to grow this platform. So please head over to Substack and look for Abundantly More with Hannah Lynn.